Today we're going to be talking about a Bobcat mount. This Bobcat was actually came from another taxidermist. He was unable to get to it. Life kind of got in the way for him. So we kind of have a mystery. The Bobcat came tan, came with a form. I don't know if the form's going to fit or anything. So we're going to kind of try to pre-fit it, and I'm going to kind of show you how I set the form up. But if we take a look at it, he's got some sewing holes for me. I got a good many. He got a little bit on the shot up side. So we'll pre-fit them, see where we're at, and then we can kind of plan how we're going to get this thing together after that. Yeah. You can see our form here. I haven't done anything with it. Just standing up on a log. You can't really see, but it's standing up here on a log. Now this one was ventral cut. I'm usually a dorsal cut guy. So dorsal, I could just slide it down, pre-fit it, and it would probably fit. Being that it is a ventral cut here, I'm just down the leg a little bit. I'm going to have to cut these legs off to try to be able to pre-fit. This leg here was already like that, so I'll kind of show you what I'm doing here. Because I want to kind of give this a key. I'm going to cut here. I'm going to kind of cut it at a V. That way when I put it back in, I know it goes in here. I'll kind of cut this tail off a little shorter because I know obviously Bobcat's tail aren't that long. We'll mark this side here. We're just going to cut a V. And this one here, I'm going to end up having to cut back here. Cut that tuck slot out. So that, but then we're still going to cut it. We just want to make sure we have it set up that way. That way when we go to put it back together, it's pretty easy to put back together. Cut it with a knife. Pretty easy. I have my oscillating saw here. That's probably what I would use. I'll probably cut this threaded rod off here, but we know exactly where it goes back in. I'll attach this threaded rod piece back into here, but that'll give us our keys. I'll show you how I set these up later, but we're going to do this to all four legs and get those. Okay, now we're ready for the pre-fit. The heads, that's how the form is made, the head's off. So we kind of have our pieces to put together. We're going to take our skin here. You can kind of see the ventral cut. So just going to take our hands in here a little bit, stretch it out just a little bit. Shouldn't need too much. It looks like a pretty good sized cat from what I can tell here. First piece is, we'll go ahead and tuck this head up in here. Struggling a little bit, so I'm going to grab my stout rougher to help me out here a little bit. A little bit. I think I might have pulled a little too far. So, get there. Looks like the bottom lip's good, top lip. Once you get the nose in, it's good. Eyes are about where we want them. Little nose pattern looks like it'll be good. Ears will be good. Probably do pretty much a forward set on these ears. Okay. step one. Now, I'm going to grab these legs. I'll use this mannequin here to know which leg's which. This would be this leg here. So, I'm just going to bend this so I'm straight out here, so I have the shape that I want. So we're going to stick it right through this. Yeah, you can kind of see the white and the brown here. It should just kind of run kind of on the back of the edge. So pretty close on that leg. Looks like we'll be good. We're going to take the other front leg. Now this front leg, it's actually going to be a dangling leg. So we're going to cut this wire right off. We're going to do the same thing with this leg. We're just going to slide it on up, making sure we have the bottom of the foot where we want it. This will be a little tricky. It's got a little more of a bend, so we're going to have to probably fight it just a little bit more, but it'll be fine, I think. If you're pulling it by the hairs like I was there, you do run the risk of pulling a chunk of hair out that you didn't really want to pull out. So you definitely don't want to do that. But it does appear as if this thing's going to fit pretty dang nice. I'll be tickled with it, I think. So the legs, the front legs at least, they seem pretty good. So now I'm going to go ahead and put these back legs on, and we will see where we are at. But you can see the white hair here. That'll be on the inside of the leg. You don't want to see it anywhere near the outside. Now I got all 4 legs on. So we'll put this body on. Hopefully everything fits. So far it looks like we might have got lucky here. Should be able to tell about how we're going to fit without screwing everything else on here, but we will soon find out. But I'll put a couple pins in here, like just to hold. It'll just kind of hold the skin up, give us a pretty good idea if this is going to fit or if we're going to have to, what we have to do to the form to make it fit. But from what I can tell, I don't see any reason why I'm going to have to do much alterations to it, because it appears to be pretty dang close. And I didn't stretch this skin out a whole lot, but I know I'm going to lose a little bit because of these, because all this stitching up here I'm going to lose a little bit. But it does appear like it's going to fit pretty close to where I want it to fit. Okay, tight, a little tight there. Slide into the groove. That'll sit into the tuck slot. Okay. Here, that goes together, that goes together. Here up, I'm really good. So I don't really have anything that I have to do. I have a little extra skin in here even. Most of that's going to get worked into this tuck slot here. Work it down, but I'm not overly, like I don't have a lot of extra skin. Pretty much just tuck slot skin. Now if we look at this back leg, we can see it'll come together so far, but it's not going to come together the whole way. I'm just going to have to take Yeah, I mean it's pretty darn close. I mean, there's really not much, but there is a little. You can see there's a little bit of a gap here. I probably won't be able to, as I sew, I probably won't be able to pull the stitches that far, so I'll just take a little bit off of the back of this leg. So it appears as if we're going to be pretty good on this form. Now we're ready to attach these legs back on here. I'm going to show you how I kind of do that when I have the legs like this. We're basically going to make it a peg system. So when we get ready to put it on, we can just run it right through the peg. What I'll use for pegs, I'll just use a pencil. This one, because they cast them separate in two pieces, it's rough. It's got the smooth on it. I want to scuff that up, because what we're going to do, we're going to put Bondo in here, and we want it to stick. We want a drill bit just a little bigger than the pencil. And we're gonna take our leg, drill a hole in it, set that up. We're gonna kind of line it up where it's gonna go here. Kind of mark about where it's going to go. What we're going to do, we're going to actually make it a little bigger than that, so we can get some Bondo in there and work it around. But just like that, we have a nice little hole for it to fit in. You can kind of tell. And we'll go ahead and mix the Bondo up here. Yeah, we want to go ahead and fill that hole in. And then we're going to take this just on the top of the leg here. We don't want anything down in here too much, because that is where our tuck skin will go. What you need to do now, you need to spray some sort of release. I have a penetrating oil here. I'm just using a penetrating oil. You can use WD-40, you can use a cooking spray, or you can use a actual mold release. And once you have that sprayed, you're just going to want to stick it right into that hole. You want it to ooze out a little bit over the top. That'll pretty much get us where we want it to be here. Might put a pencil here just to keep it there. Pretty well set up. You won't want to wait till it's too late. Just going to kind of take it here. I'm going to pull it out carefully, and we'll let it cure the rest of the way. That's pretty much all we do. We're going to repeat that with the other three legs, and we'll end up attaching this head, but the head's going to be a permanent. I don't need it to be removable anymore. You can see, I mean, it slid right back in there. That's exactly where we want it. I should be pretty happy with that. At this stage, we do probably want to trim any excess off before it's hard and not quite as easy to come off. I'm probably just going to do all three legs at the same time now. At this point, we are ready to attach this head. And this head's going to be a permanent attach. I don't need to have it removable like I do the legs. So we're going to rough both ends here, and we're just going to attach it with the Bondo. At this point, we're just going to take our stout rougher here, scuff the form up, scuff the legs up, scuff everything up, and then we will do some of the finer details of it. Like this one here kind of has like, when you look at it, it's pretty, like it's round, but it's more flat. This one's kind of round the whole way up. So I'm going to kind of take this and just keep it round, but I'm just going to take a little bit off the top. And that should get me pretty close to that. Now it's still round on the top, but I just took it a little bit so it wasn't round that way, it's just round this way, and I did take a little bit out of here. Other than that, it should be pretty good. I think we're pretty much ready to prep the skin, set the eyes, do all any other clay work we would need to do, and get it all together.